A big part of a fit lifestyle is being able to access healthy ingredients and foods to fuel your body for those workouts. Now, I have lived in multiple towns that only has access to a gas station and a dollar store as far as food goes. In order to access any other kind of grocery store, you would have to hop on the highway and drive anywhere between 15 to 35 minutes to reach any other grocery store. I know for a lot of people, these are kind of the only places that you can shop. So in today's video, we are going to go to the Dollar Tree and see if there are any healthy options at all. Can we shop at a dollar store and fuel our bodies sufficiently with not really very many other options? There are a lot of people that live in areas like this. So hook me up with a thumbs up and let's check out the Dollar Tree. If you have not tried these popcorners, kettle corn, you have to try them. These are freaking amazing. I don't even know if they're good for you, but they are delicioso. I would not lead you astray on this one. In fact, I'm buying them. Based on what I'm seeing at this Dollar Tree in the state of Idaho on January 15th, my store is still $1 for everything. And we are looking for healthy foods today, so when you see these, keep on walking. Quinoa is a great option for those of you that want to do, I think it's a seed. Is it a seed and not necessarily, what's the difference between a grain and a seed? I don't know. Anyway, my store is still $1 for 6 ounces of quinoa. This is going to be higher in protein than basically almost any other rice or pasta. You can use it in substitution for rice of almost any recipe. It's really filling. My biggest tip for you on quinoa is you have to rinse it thoroughly before you cook with it. Otherwise it kind of tastes dirty. There's a film on the outside that you need to rinse. Otherwise it won't taste good. So if you've tried to cook quinoa and didn't taste good, it's probably because you didn't rinse it off. This is a great option. I mean, can you ever go wrong with beans and rice? It's so simple. They're delicious if you know how to season them correctly, and they're really basic as far as meals go and nutrition goes. I got a 2-pound bag of rice here for $1. I mean, and there's tons. We're fully stocked. My Walmart is totally out of rice. So if you have like both a regular grocery store and a dollar store, maybe check out your dollar store and see if they have it as well. I find beans incredibly filling for the calorie content. They're very low in fat. It's a pretty good balance of carbs and protein and fiber. It is difficult to overeat on beans as far as calories go. Like, it's way easier to pound 1,000 calories of potato chips or hot Cheetos. Much more difficult to eat 1,000 calories of beans. But we've got Great Northern, kidney, black, pinto, lentils, all here at the Dollar Tree, and jasmine rice if you prefer this style of rice over a short grain rice or a long grain rice like this one. Don't sleep on the spice aisle. You have some amazing deals like this Himalayan pink salt. This exact thing at Walmart is like $3. It is $1 here. Even if it's $1.25 at your store, it's still a better deal than basically anywhere else. If you want your food to taste good, you need to season it. Pick up your salt and pepper, pick up a paprika, a cumin, cinnamon. We've got oregano, rosemary. Oh, that's one of my favorites. Crushed red pepper flakes is one I use a lot. Canned vegetables is another great option. I mean, vegetables themselves are really good for you. We've got canned diced tomatoes. I have rotel here. All of these are so good. I would definitely recommend picking them up. The only thing I personally don't like is canned potatoes. I don't think are very tasty. And speaking of canned items, let's talk about canned meats. There are some options here that I found. Okay, both of these cans are 5 ounces each, and this packet of tuna is 2.5 ounces. So as far as a deal goes, leave these and go get these. Now, if you're in a hurry, I still think this is a better deal than maybe going out to eat, but this is twice the amount of food. Now, what's super interesting between the tuna and the chicken is for the exact same size, the tuna is going to be nutritionally a better deal. This whole can of chicken is 80 calories and 16 grams of protein. This whole can of tuna is 100 calories and 22 grams of protein for about the same size. So from a nutritional standpoint, higher protein standpoint, the tuna is going to be the better bet. The only question is, can you eat canned tuna without gagging? And that's a personal decision. I have frequently talked about the ultra pasteurized milk. This is such a good deal. It is shelf stable for months and months and months. They've got 1% whole, 2%. These are a great food storage option if in case you lose power or something, you could still have milk for your family. I always like to pick up a few of these every time I'm around. And as I'm looking through all of these breakfast items, I don't see the 1 pound bag of oatmeal. That's one of my favorite things here today. I do see the grits. Grits by themselves is a pretty good breakfast. And then up here, I do see some granola clusters. So these look really delicious as well for $1. Obviously, homemade is gonna be a better deal, but you combine these with your milk over here and you have a fairly good breakfast. 5 ounces for $1 or $1.25, depending on where you are. Granola is traditionally pretty high in calories for the size, so you could potentially be getting a very, very filling breakfast here. Look at this, almond milk, 32 fluid ounces for $1. This is also a great buy to pick up some shelf-stable almond milk. If you've tried this, let me know down below if this is a delicious or non-delicious brand. Kind of bummed I don't see the 1 pound bag of oats, but they do have the oatmeal packets. This is not going to be as good of a deal as the other one that I've usually been able to find. But if you get the original and season it yourself, that can be a pretty healthy option. Now moving over to the condiment area, pickles, like these jarred pickles, jarred mushrooms, relish. We've got olives right here, garlic, soy sauce, hot sauce up here on the top. All of these are excellent for adding flavor and not a ton of excess calories. Mustard is also a great deal. I have been picking up the spicy brown mustard, actually usually that one there, and it's really good. I've said it before and I'll say it again, do not buy these. These are gross. This is such a find. I have such a hard time finding achiote powder. Is it powder or a paste? Anyway, if you want to try and make cochinita pibil, you need this, and I have a difficult time finding it, so I'm actually really excited about this. It's such a unique flavor that is hard to substitute anything else. When I saw this, I thought this was such a good deal, but when you flip it over, the second ingredient is sugar. So I was thinking it was just gonna be dried fruit, period. If you're looking for a dried fruit option that does not have added sugar, this is not it. But if you are interested in something like this, I wouldn't say completely no, because it has added sugar, because a lot of them do. But if you are watching that number, probably not the one to pick. Now, I know not everybody has a frozen food section at their Dollar Tree, but there are a few things that you can look at if you do have one. They definitely, at least mine, has always had like a fish section. It's not the best price ever. Farm-raised shrimp, that's not amazing. I know a lot of people hate tilapia. This is a wild-caught salmon for 4 ounces, so a pound would be $4 or $5 depending on your Dollar Tree. So far mine is still $4, which is a competitive price compared to any other grocery store. I do love this section, the frozen fruit. I love those as well. But up here we've got frozen okra, broccoli, there's a California blend, we have a pepper stir fry, 2 different kinds of stir fries, a mixed vegetable. I actually don't like this mixed vegetable because I feel like the peas are weirdly hard in a weird way. They have a 10-ounce package of riced cauliflower. This is a great price. This Santa Fe blend looks really good for only $1. Again, depending on your store. Mine has bacon right there. I guess there could be an argument over whether that's healthy, but it's delicious, so there's that. They have these Snap Pickles. These are really good. The block cheeses are real cheese. Do not get the shreds, but the blocks, and you shred them yourself, totally legit. If you're into that keto life, I know a lot of people like these Whisps cheese crisps. I found these here, and then we have these Harvest Snaps snack crisps. They're like peas and lentils. I found veggie chips, these carrot veggie chips that look really good. My kids adore the pretzel crisps, and I love the Stacy's the plain ones for hummus and things like that. I find these really good. And then of course we've got your Skinny Pop, your Boom Chicka Pop, if you're into the popcorn life. Ignore the Doritos. Of course, you can always get just raw popcorn and do an air popper at your house. That's a pretty sweet deal. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. We have freeze-dried bananas, no sugar added this time. Did find some coconut chips. These do have sugar added. They're not plain coconut. I'm trying to figure out how much is in here. 3 grams of added sugar, which doesn't sound like a lot. Only 5% sugar, 94% coconut. I like this nut and fruit blend. The only sugar added here is for the cranberries, like sweetened cranberries, and everything else is plain. This is pretty good. And look, they have more. There's a protein blend and an energy blend. So the first thing I noticed is my Dollar Tree in the state of Idaho in January of 2022, it is still $1. They have not raised the prices at my store to $1.25 yet. So I would love to hear from you guys where you live and if your dollar store has raised the prices or not. I assumed that they would raise the prices soonish, but I'm actually a little surprised that my store has not done that yet. I only have access to a Dollar Tree as far as dollar stores go, but is Family Dollar better? Is Dollar General better? Which dollar store is your favorite? Final conclusions, while some options are limited for sure, I feel pretty lucky because my store has that refrigerated section where I could get some cheese, some milk products, frozen vegetables, some meat products. There are definitely a good amount of items that I would buy and use in my kitchen and have bought and have used in our diet and feeding my family and felt perfectly fine about it. As always, if you are struggling with food, there are programs in your area to help you out in times of need. They are there for people that are struggling. So if you feel like you need to go get some food from a food pantry or a crisis center or a senior center or Meals on Wheels or any of these things, do not feel bad. They are there to help the community, so allow them to help you if you need that. If you don't know where to find these services, you can always reach out to your city council, the library, school district usually has that information. So what are your favorite things to eat at Dollar Tree and what is the price of your Dollar Tree right now? Thanks for hanging out with me today. Christine out.